Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are discussing about cortical areas and their functions. As you know, cerebral cortex is concerned with the control and coordination of different functions that include sensory perception, emotions, cognition, memory, motor actions, etc. And for the efficient control and coordination of these functions, the cerebral cortex is divided into different cortical areas. Functionally, the cerebral cortex is divided into sensory and motor areas. First, let us see about the details of sensory areas. Sensory areas are more extensive than the motor areas and they receive and process sensory information including sight, touch, taste, smell, and hearing. Sensory areas are further subdivided into unimodal areas and multimodal areas. As the name indicates, unimodal areas are concerned with the processing of any one particular sensory modality like vision, hearing, taste, and smell. And multimodal areas are concerned with the association of several sensory modalities. First, let us see about unimodal areas. Unimodal areas, as I told, are concerned with particular sensory modalities and they are categorized into general sensory areas and special sensory areas. First, let us see about general sensory areas. The general sensory areas are also called somesthetic areas and they occupy most of the parietal lobe of the cerebral cortex. This area feels and interprets the cutaneous senses and conscious proprioceptive senses. Cutaneous senses like touch, heat, pain, pressure, etc. are dealt with by general somesthetic areas. Then proprioception is another function of somesthetic area. Proprioception is concerned with information about the position and posture of the body. When we are doing some physical activity, we have a sense about the position and posture of our body. And we are able to move and control our limbs without directly looking at them. As a whole, proprioception includes balance and equilibrium of the body, then coordination of bodily movements and agility. It consists of information from sensory neurons located in the inner ear and in the stretch receptors located in the muscles and ligaments. The general sensory area is again subdivided into primary somesthetic area, secondary somesthetic area, and somesthetic association area. Primary somesthetic areas are primarily sensory in function. Sensations from various parts of the body is somatotopically represented in the primary somesthetic area as sensory homunculus. Now, what is sensory homunculus? It is actually a map of brain areas dedicated to sensory processing for different anatomical divisions of the body. Sensory homunculus is a physical representation of the human body located within the brain. What does it mean? Primary somesthetic area receives sensory input from all parts of the body. Hence, there must be different groups of neurons located in different locations in the primary somesthetic areas which are dedicated to sensory input from different body parts. This forms a neurological map of the anatomical divisions of the body. Simply speaking, sensory homunculus is the view of the body from the brain's perspective. The size of these cortical areas in the sensory homunculus depends on the amount of sensory information that it receives. For example, fingertips and lips provide more sensory input to the brain, and hence their corresponding primary somesthetic area will be having larger size compared to other areas because they have more number of neurons for processing the large amount of sensory input. That is why the sensory homunculus is represented here as a distorted human being with large sized lips, fingers and toes. Now coming to the secondary somesthetic area. Stimulation of secondary somesthetic area produces movement of corresponding body parts. Most of the sensory inputs are contralateral. That means the secondary somesthetic area in the left cerebral hemisphere receives sensory input from the right side of the body, and right cerebral hemisphere receives sensory input from left side of the body. That is what is meant by contralateral. Then coming to the third general sensory area, that is somesthetic association area. Somesthetic association area is located in the posterior parietal cortex. If any unilateral damage occurs, it will result in contralateral sensory neglect. Unilateral damage means damage to any one cerebral hemisphere. If damage occurs to left cerebral hemisphere, then sensory input from right side of the body will not be processed, and if damage occurs to right side of the cerebral hemisphere, then sensory input from left side of the body will not be processed. If bilateral damage or damage to both hemispheres occur, it will result in Balint syndrome. Here you can see about contralateral sensory neglect. The patient is having a right hemisphere lesion and hence he is suffering from severe sensory neglect. Here in the pictures drawn by the patient, he is not paying attention to the left side or he is neglecting the left side. Next is Balint syndrome. It is the inability to create an internal representation of the external world. Normally, when we are at a place, we have a sense of the external world even if we don't look at every point around us every time. Still, we have a sense of the external world where we are right now. But a person suffering from Balint syndrome is not able to make an internal representation of the external world because of the bilateral damage of somesthetic association area. And he will be able to tell about only the features that he is looking at a particular time, but not able to understand the other contents in the surroundings. So far we have been discussing about the general sensory areas. Next is the special sensory areas. As the name indicates, the special sensory areas are dedicated to special sensory modalities, and correspondingly there are visual area concerned with vision, auditory area concerned with hearing, gustatory area concerned with taste, and olfactory area concerned with smell. Special sensory area is again subdivided into primary special sensory area and special sensory association area. When you see the picture of this apple or when you hear the word apple, there are so many sensory information related to it. Vision, shape, color, taste, smell, etc. The particular sensory information will be processed in the primary special sensory area. For example, visual information will be processed in the primary visual area, taste will be processed in the primary gustatory area, smell will be processed in the primary olfactory area, like that. Apple doesn't mean the color, shape, taste or smell alone. All these sensory information together relates to the object apple. Hence, the association of all these sensory information is done in special sensory association area. I hope now it is clear to you. This is the functional classification of cortical areas, and today we have discussed up to unimodal areas and their classification. Multimodal area and motor areas will be dealt with in the next class. Thank you.